Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Juan and today I'm going to show you how to apply for a birth certificate or even a marriage or a death certificate out of Spain and completely remote from your home just by using the internet. So a birth certificate is a crucial document that basically serves as a proof of identity, citizenship or age. You could need it for either proof of identity or maybe you have a double citizenship or school enrollments or whatsoever. So you need to use the official site of the Ministry of Justice in Spain. I will put the links in the video description. You have the English language available actually, and you can also choose between Castellano, so Spanish language, and the sub-languages. Usually on Spanish websites or government website, it works via clave, which is basically your electronic certificate, which is connected to your NIE number or to your DNI number in case you're Spanish. If you do not have that, you possibly have, like in Germany, you have a passport which has online functions, or if you are from the European Union, you will have some. Most likely, most of the new passports are able to do online verification. So we go here on birth certificate. And now he will give us a couple of things. So my literal birth certificate is obviously for yourself. And then you have the identification by key. So most likely with a clave or some other electronic certificate. And you have the application for birth certificate, like third person. And you can do that if you have like an electronic passport. If you are able to speak Spanish, you can also watch the tutorial on the site itself, which are pretty good. Clave is usually, as I said, connected to your DNI, so Spanish passport number, or NEI. But if you have an NEI, it's not necessarily that it works with clave. I will make another video on that. So we go for the application for birth certificate without electronic certificate, which is if you have an old school passport or whatsoever. And the last one you will literally not need. So that's basically the first step to go. Either you have a clave, you can go for your own or to apply for someone else's, and it will redirect you to this page. You can go via clave mobile, permanent clave, e-identifier, which is most likely all the first two are basically connected to your Spanish passport or Spanish document if you have one expedited. Or you go via EU citizens in case you're part of the EU. You can, if your country is available, you can go here. Okay, in my case, it would be also Germany. I don't have a German passport with that function, so I have a Spanish one. I have clave, but since this is a tutorial, I will just go back to basics and apply for the birth certificate without electronic certification. So here, application for birth certificate, which is not the last one, not the previous last, the one before. If you go on the verification code. Some documents you might have as Expat, this secure verification code and date of issue. Your NEE document usually also carries that, but it's a lot more complicated to go with that. If you take the PDF of your NEE document, you can just, it's horizontally on the side. It's, I think, a 20 numbers CSV, but yeah. For this case, you just go application for birth certificate without electronic certificate, in case you don't have any of the previously mentioned options available. So we will go through this together. So we click on that. So first of all, the general details. The language of the certificate is available in Spanish and Euskari, Catalan, and so ever. Don't worry, you can put a multilingual certificate later on, but for now we go with Spanish. So now we go, it's for myself or for a third party, whatever you need it for. So in the capacity, like in the name of. So as I said, do not worry about if it's Castellano or not. You will later have multi-language output available. So if the registrant is deceased, it will obviously not be for yourself. And yeah, that's about it. So you basically go with the setup which matches for you, and then you continue. If you go third party, obviously it's for possibly a legal representative or authorized by the registrant or her legal representative. So right now I go to give it for my father, which died a bit early, for example. And now I put in the capacity of children, spouses, and civil partners, which is, in my case, myself. I could also apply for myself. But if I put myself, it will not let me put deceased. So if you put it for your family member or whatsoever, this would be your loadout. Third party, the children or spouse, and then that. Then you reach the applicant details. Here it's important to put all your details in there. So you can put your identifier type, which will be an NIE number or European National Identity Card, or a DNI in case you're Spanish. Whatever. Identification number is the number on your document. In case you have a passport, German passport, a British passport, or whatsoever, you will put the correct number in the identification number field. The sex is obviously determined by your sex, and then you have the applicant's name, applicant's first surname, and the applicant's second surname, which is optional, the latter. Then you will put on your email address, and the responsible statement has to be agreed on. Yeah, now we are in step 2, where we put the details of the person whose certificate is requested. And here you can also put, it's most likely will be DNI or NEE number, because we are applying in Spain for a birth certificate. Obviously, you can put something else as well. It also only makes sense in this case if the person is born in Spain, obviously. And more importantly is the passport, or again, the identification number. If you look for your country, make sure you look for the Spanish name. In case of Germany, it would be Alemania, because that's the Spanish name for Germany. If you look for United States, it would be Estados Unidos, or United Kingdom, Inglaterra. So it's a Spanish database, so you basically go with a Spanish name, otherwise you will not find your country. Then you put the sex, then the name, the first surname, and the second surname again. Additionally, here we have the fields of son and daughter of, and it's like how Spanish family books work. So because we have similar names, you can put, like if you would apply for the birth certificate of your father, you would put the mother and father of your father in there. It will speed up the process and will be a lot more specific. However, the birth certificate online application only works if the city has a digital, digital archive. If you look in a very small village, like 500 people or so, you might have to go by the classic mail way. But it's I say 99% chance that you will be successful by applying online on this page. So, but if it's a very small town, a very, very small village where the person has been born or was born, it's more likely that there will no digital way to get it in this case. But in my case it was like that, but that's like a really, really rare case. You can always try with the next bigger city. You put you put in the province of birth, the country, and the municipality, so the city. And as I said, if it's a small city, a very small village, it might not work. You can put the next bigger city. In my case, it was Ronda. And then, you just continue. So again, just to summarize, identify a type, which is passport whatsoever, the according number, the name, the first surname, the second surname, the father and mother of the person of whose certificate is requested, and then you put in the date of birth, and then you put in the province, the country, the province, and the city. If it's a very small village and the city is not listed, try the next bigger city. If you have done that correctly, or if you did manage to put all informations in there, you can here change the type of the certificate needed. So long form, short form, and multilingual form, which will have most European languages in there. I think even Chinese and Arabic. Then you go on public administration, EU or other, and you have to put in the purpose and comment. Once done, you will go to the next page. And here we are with the application for birth certificate notification details, which is basically your address and how much numbers of coffees you want and place of registration. I don't really know what that is. So here you can put in a street, which is in Spanish calle. And then you put your street name, street number, whatever is needed there, country of residence, postcode, and such. So it's basically your notification parameter where you will get the details sent to. Yeah, that's basically it. And obviously how much copies you need and place of registration. I think where the registration was made, I think it is. It's obviously a lot faster. So if you're going to send it in Spain, if you have an address there. I don't also know how it is with cost for the birth certificate. I don't know how it is when you apply from the exterior, because I just picked it up in the city. So yeah, that's up to you, but they will notify you in any case. On the next page, you go on the confirm whatever. You can read everything through and edit it. I keep it closed here because it contains personal data. So yeah, just confirm that you're not a robot or a machine. And eventually you will reach this page, which gives you the request details. You can generate an Excel receipt with all the details in there. And you can also go and check the status of a civil registry file. If you go there, you have just to fulfill your data again, and it will give you an information of what kind of state your inquiry is in. But usually it's pretty fast. You will receive a confirmation email as well, and if they have any questions or if it wasn't possible to get your birth certificate you inquired for, they will let you know as well. So yeah, if you have an electronic passport ability like the new German one or new French or Spanish one, Spanish anyway, but yeah, you can have a clave, you can have the European electronic identification document in form of a new passport, or you can go this way if none of that works, which is the complete analog way, but you have to fulfill all your data manually. If you go with the electronic certification, you will spare the first step completely, but it's pretty fast done. So yeah, I hope this tutorial was helpful. Keep in mind, English is my third language. I hope yeah, you could understand it perfectly. And it's a pretty easy process to apply for that. It's basically the same where for a death certificate or a marriage certificate. In this case, you just have to put some other data in, but it's the same approach. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I will be happy to help and answer. Also, make sure to like and subscribe and take a look on our webpage for any other information for expats. See you soon. Bye-bye.